Just days ago, a ceasefire offered a moment of hope. Today, that hope is gone. In the last 48 hours, Israel launched its deadliest strikes on Lebanon, leaving over 250 dead. In direct retaliation, Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz, choking off 20% of the world's oil supply. Now, the United States is threatening military action. The newsfeed is a storm of conflicting reports, official threats, and market panic. It's overwhelming. And while the world holds its breath, the real question lands on your kitchen table. What does this chaos actually mean for your mortgage, for your family's financial security? This isn't just noise. It's a calculated fog of war, designed to make you anxious and reactive. But beneath it all, there is a clear signal, a predictable pattern, and we are about to find it. That signal, that predictable pattern, has a name: game theory. And instead of drowning in headlines, we're going to use the same tool the experts use to see what's really going on. I'm on your economic side, and I've joined the dots so you don't have to. Before this conflict even began, an anonymous expert using this exact framework modeled the scenarios. His predictions have been alarmingly accurate. His core finding is vital for your financial planning. This was never going to be a short war. Even if the missiles stop, he states, the war itself does not really end because sanctions, trade disruptions, and oil politics will continue in the background. And he's not alone. Other independent analysts using these same models are consistently forecasting a protracted stalemate, where the economic pressure stays on. This isn't some fringe idea, it's a macro-analytical approach. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio's own research into 500 years of history found this exact pattern. He identified that the last time we had this much global debt, internal political division, and a rising power challenging an existing one was between 1930 and 1945. That period ended in a world war and a complete restructuring of the global order. What we are seeing is not random chaos. It's a predictable phase in a massive historical cycle. This is the clear, reliable framework you need to protect your family's finances when the world feels this unpredictable. So, we have the framework. Now let's apply it, starting with the scenario everyone is hoping for. The ceasefire holds. But you are about to see exactly why the real winners and losers in this piece are not who the media is telling you they are. Alright, let's run the model. Scenario 1, the ceasefire holds. This isn't a return to peace. The data shows it's a strategic trap that simply moves the conflict from the battlefield to the negotiating table, creating a new map of winners and losers. First, the clear winner is Iran, by proving it can't be easily subdued and demonstrating effective control over the Strait of Hormuz. It secures a massive victory. This isn't theoretical. The International Energy Agency has already called the disruption the largest supply disruption in history. For you, that means Iran now has a hand on the tap for global oil, which translates directly into upward pressure on prices at the Australian petrol pump. Another winner is Russia. With the world's attention and resources diverted, the pressure from the Ukraine war eases. This gives them strategic breathing room and a financial windfall from higher oil prices. More money for them means more sustained pressure on the global energy market, and that cost always finds its way back to your family's budget. Now, for the losers, the Gulf countries, the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, have lost badly. Their entire image of safety, the foundation of their investment appeal, is shattered. This isn't just a perception issue. We've seen direct attacks on their critical energy infrastructure, on major refineries. The risk profile for that entire region has now permanently changed. The other major loser is the United States. Being forced into a compromise rather than a decisive victory signals a clear erosion of its global dominance. When the world's policemen can't clear the street, it changes how everyone else on that street behaves. So that's the best case outcome. A fragile peace that is already a strategic loss and locks in long-term volatility for your wallet. But this all hinges on that piece of paper. What happens if, or when, it breaks? That's scenario 2. And it isn't just a conflict. It's what the model shows as a potential 10-year attrition nightmare for the global economy. This nightmare scenario is where the ceasefire breaks. The conflict escalates into a prolonged, grinding war of attrition. In this fight, the winner isn't decided by who has the most military firepower. It's decided by who can endure the most economic pain. In this scenario, we see military strikes targeting the heart of the economy. We're talking about critical assets like Iran's major export terminals. A prime target would be Karag Island, a facility that alone handles 1.6 million barrels of Iranian oil exports every single day. Now, an immediate oil price spike is guaranteed. The price you pay at the petrol pump will jump overnight. But that's just the bad headache. The real problem, the chronic disease for the global economy, is the structural damages to this infrastructure. These are complex facilities that are incredibly difficult and time-consuming to repair. To put this in perspective, the International Energy Agency's latest report from March 2026 shows the current oil situation, with the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed, has already cut global supply by 8 million barrels a day. That's the largest supply disruption on record, and that's before a single major piece of infrastructure is destroyed. The IEA is crystal clear on the risk here. Their models, backed by public warnings from Iran itself, confirm that recovery from targeted damage to refineries and terminals could take 5 to 10 years. A decade of disrupted energy supply. A decade of sustained pressure on your mortgage, on your business costs, and on your family's future plans. This is what's truly at stake. So, we have modeled two paths. One is a fragile peace that is actually a strategic trap. The other is a decade-long war of attrition. It feels like you need to decide which one is more likely. You don't. And this is the most critical point of this entire video. Because whether the ceasefire holds, or if it shatters into a decade of war, both scenarios funnel us into the exact same destination, and that destination is a new world order. So, what does this new world order actually look like? It starts by understanding that a core assumption we've lived with for 70 years has been completely obliterated. And that is the assumption that the US dominates, and that military power ultimately determines outcomes. That idea is gone. We are now in a multipolar, fragmented world. Power is shifting away from one central point and into regional blocks. Globalization itself is becoming slower, more fragile, and breaking apart into chunks. And this isn't just my analysis. The data backs it up. A McKinsey analysis of data from the World Economic Forum calls this new reality the Great Fragmentation. Their Global Cooperation Barometer confirms a more than 20% drop in global multilateral metrics. The new world order isn't coming. It's already here, and we have the data for it. Frankly, none of this should be a shock. For years, the investor Ray Dalio has been warning that the world order was due for a massive shift, driven by the exact forces of debt, internal conflict, and external challenges that we see today. What we're witnessing is the direct fulfillment of a predictable historical cycle he mapped out for us. So what does this great fragmentation mean for you, an ordinary person? It means the old safety nets are gone. Your financial security no longer depends on one superpower keeping things stable. It depends on your ability to understand and adapt to these new rules of economic resilience and resource control. A new world order. The Great Fragmentation. It's big picture stuff. But what does it mean for your picture? For your mortgage statement, your grocery bill, your family's financial security here in Australia? Let's connect the dots from this global shift directly to your back pocket. It all comes down to one thing for your wallet here in Australia: sustained long-term inflation. Let me walk you through the chain of events so you can see exactly how this works. First, the global conflict leads to a controlled oil supply. Think about the Australian housing market right now. It's going ballistic because of a lack of supply. Well, they're now playing the exact same game with global oil. That forces prices to stay elevated for at least the next 6 to 12 months, even in a best-case scenario. Second, that pressure flows directly to us. Higher global oil prices mean higher petrol and import costs in Australia, which is a direct shot of fuel into our headline inflation. This isn't just my opinion. A Commonwealth Bank analysis from March this year confirms that higher fuel costs from the conflict add directly to Australian headline inflation. And that brings us to the final, crucial link in the chain: your mortgage. This situation forces the Reserve Bank's hand. To fight that imported inflation, they have to keep interest rates higher for longer. Analysis from financial publications like First Links concludes this directly punishes mortgage holders. That means ongoing, grinding pressure on your mortgage repayments. Higher rates, constant pressure on your mortgage. On the surface, it sounds grim. But if that's all you see, you're missing the uniquely Australian part of this story. Because what if your biggest financial liability is actually your family's greatest financial fortress against this global chaos? So, is your home really a fortress? I've joined the dots for you, and the data is incredibly clear. While the pressure on your mortgage repayments is real, the counter-narrative for your biggest asset is powerful. Let's separate the pain from the fortress. The pain is the higher numbers on your monthly bank statement. I get it. But the fortress, your actual property, has a history of not just withstanding these exact storms, but growing stronger through them. Let's look at the numbers. Historically, Australian residential property has proven to be incredibly resilient. After every major geopolitical oil crisis in the last 50 years, capital city house prices have risen. Take the 1973 oil crisis. According to API magazine, in the years following that shock, prices didn't just climb. They shot up between 34% and 83%. Why does this happen? It's not magic. It's our unique market structure. We have a chronic long-term undersupply of housing combined with relentless domestic demand. This creates a powerful price floor, acting as a natural hedge against the chaos imported from overseas. And this isn't just ancient history. Current analysis from sources like home loan experts for the crisis we face now notes that while the market may slow from higher rates, it is not expected to crash. In fact, cities like Perth, Brisbane, and Adelaide are already showing strong growth. The implication for you is critical. While your mortgage repayments may be higher in the short term, the very asset that loan is tied to is likely to preserve, and even grow, your family's real wealth through this turmoil. You're not just a victim of global forces, you're the owner of a resilient financial fortress. This analysis suggests Australian property has been a safe harbour in past global storms. But what are you seeing on the ground? Let me know in the comments if your experience matches this historical trend. So let's bring it all together. What is your path forward from here? It boils down to 3 core principles. First, understand the game we are now in. This is a prolonged economic conflict, not a short military one. The old rules are gone. Second, this means we must prepare for sustained pressure on inflation and interest rates, driven by the new realities of global energy politics impacting your mortgage. And third, for us here in Australia, our property has historically been a powerful financial hedge in these exact conditions. The key is to hold for the long term and maintain your financial buffers. By using this framework, you are no longer drowning in the daily noise. You have the tools to see the world clearly. You are prepared. You are one step ahead. I'm on your economic side. If this analysis helps you protect your family's finances, subscribe for more insights on how to navigate this new world order.